Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Maiyegun live. And thank you very much for joining me. Today is the D-Day, the 20th of October 2025, the two-in-one day to start with, a day to remember the victims of the NSAS killings in Nigeria 5 years ago. 5 years ago today, Nigerian government turned their guns on their own citizens and they killed hundreds of them, in which they also denied no justice, no nothing, pure denial. In fact, those who were involved actually got rewarded. The soldiers who killed these Nigerians, they were not only just promoted, they were highly rewarded. The ones that testified at the setup, panel that indicted Nigerian government, Lagos state government, and the Nigerian army, right? Those who testified at that panel, right? They were also promoted, rewarded. That's Nigeria 5 years ago. The killings continue, by the way. SARS are still out there killing Nigerians, harassing and then bullying them on the streets. But it has actually gone worse. So the only democratized sort of dividend of democracy in that contraption is the shege, the injustice that they continue to met at many of us who have become their direct victims, and the rest of us who are their indirect victims, those who still feels like maybe it is not that bad. So today was also scheduled as a day to remind the ruiners of Nigeria that there could be a last state, the farthest that people could actually really take or keep quiet. Why watch them continue to desecrate the temple of justice, injustice institutionalized in Nigeria? Today is scheduled for the day to remind them that nobody believes in the sham trial they are currently, performative trial they are currently carrying out on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The demand for his release has gained so much kind of support in Nigeria and all over the world. But as expected, a peaceful protest scheduled for today, peacefully to demand that, hey, enough, at least wrap it up now. So the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, as usual, mobilized themselves like they were planning to defend the federal capital territory of Nigeria against invasion. Like, oh, there's some kind of like a army coming to invade the city. So as usual, they were in combat mode, like they are all geared up, ready to fire. Fire, they did fire this morning. When Omoyele Sowore and other Nigerians who are demanding that Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally were attacked by the people who claimed that their reason for coming out is to prevent violence. They were the first to unleash the violence. They shot at these protesters. They shot at them. The lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, one of them, Aloy Ejimako, was also arrested, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's brother. So what you're about to watch this afternoon, as much as it is an open, it is an open line, you can phone in anytime. The number to call is right here on the screen. We are just going to go watch in details, right? Everything that transpired in Abuja and even outside Abuja, because it is reported that not only the people who decided to show up showed up, right? Others who couldn't show up in solidarity shut their businesses. A sit-at-home that is in solidarity with the request for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, right? Also kind of was reported from across the eastern part of Nigeria and Abuja. In some places where they felt like people didn't comply, the same marketers themselves mobilized themselves to shut the stores of those who, and the standstill part was that the presence of the protesters in Abuja today actually grounded the traffic, or should we say grounded the economic activity for a while, when the Nigerian police decided to start shutting streets. They started shutting roads that ordinarily could have taken these protesters. They were shot, barricaded, barbed wired, and also fully armed in combat mode, right? So this affected the city today. So this is a long watch, all right, where you're going to see all the activities, the movement, the attacks from the Nigerian police, the shooting, the arrest, and as well as people's expression. There was a lone protester in Lagos, by the way, today, a man who eventually attracted others that joined him. He was a lone protester demanding for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. In Umuahia, the capital of Abia State, they also had a very kind of like impressive gathering, a protest, so to say. Also in Aparauku, which is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's hometown, they also had their own support, which was also in the form of a protest. I've brought you all of that this afternoon. So all you have to do right now is share the broadcast if you haven't already. Sit back and let's go to where it all started and it all happened in Abuja this morning. So there are those who have already started calling Omoyele Sowore names, and the rest of that will come back to you. But first, let's give thanks greatly to those who indeed showed up, because it is just one, many messages were sent, right? But there's a particular standout message that this outing today shown. It is that, there are those who are Igbos and non-Igbos, Nigerians generally, who indeed, right, knows that these shenanigans shouldn't continue. And the more they keep Nnamdi Kanu in prison, the more they expose themselves to this accusation, confirmed allegation of profiling the Igbos, because they won't treat others like that. So people are beginning to kind of get that. That one single message would demystify every other propaganda they've pushed all this while. If not, they would have said IPOB invaded Abuja. They can't say that. Have you seen that in their news yet? They can't say that. That is the first win for that outing. They are all long watches, okay? So you're going to sit down there. You're going to see people just like, let's start with, let's start with this.
Guys, Abuja is totally choked. No road to go anywhere. You don't go up here and see. Come. Come. Everywhere is blocked. Everywhere blocked. No road. Come. Come, no road. That side. See that bridge? That's everywhere. Choked. No road.
Waiting with this way they happen for Abuja. They go from airport road, they come block airport road. I come follow the other side, make I go from Hilton. They come block them. It be like say tear gas they the air. If you say I come the cry when I drive, even though I wind window up, AC from the AC, the tear gas they enter my eye. And I saw a park, I come they clear my eye. You know good though. Waiting with this why they come they block road, they throw tear gas. Wait till I do them.
Yes.
You can say it's on. No, it doesn't have to. We are talking.
Okay, sir. Yes.
We are in front of
They
them.
want to stop us.
Yes. They just exploded tear gas. Our eyes and throat hurt a lot. But we're here. We're waiting for our leader.
We follow different avenues to enter this place.
We are waiting for our leader. He will come. This protest must go on.
Yes, sir.
We're here. I know. It's okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. I have stopped it. Okay. All right.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Don't tear gas us. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Don't tear gas us. Don't tear gas us. Do not tear gas us. You are right to protest. Don't tear gas us. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Tear gas cannot stop us. Tear gas cannot stop us. Tear gas cannot stop us.
Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Still. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Let's go to beggar. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Nnamdi Kanu now. Tear gas, tear gas. Jesus. Oh. Tear gas. Tear gas everywhere. Which kind of wahala be this one?
Which kind of rubbish is there? They never even do protest. Why they shooting Tega? Why they shooting Tega? For what is it now? This is the best way to now.
There's anybody protesting.
Why they shooting Tega? They protest here. Don't go punish you now. Useless people. You my children to go suffer am.
Nigerian police.
He's not a Boko Haram, he's not a terrorist, he's not a bandit. He's only fighting for each fundamental right, and he's fighting for the betterment of this country. So you people should free Nnamdi Kanu now. All this Natiaga, so be so like that one I play. Make una way, make the real protest.
If federal government can go to Kenya to kidnap Nnamdi Kanu, which is against the law, then the federal government is sending a wrong message to citizens that anything that you cannot get in the law, you should break the law and get it. Anything that you cannot get under the law, you should break the law and get it. This is what they have done to Nnamdi Kanu. And the same way they are sending a wrong citizen, we the citizen may adopt the same pattern very soon.
So that's the first part. When it all started, when people started gathering, they were supposed to meet at the Unity Fountain in Abuja. So at the Unity Fountain, which was the gathering spot, the police were there. They did not let the people actually approach there before they started firing the tear gas. The tear gas that they fired into the, into the open like that also affected the commuters, the passerbys, everyone, including those who are probably in the neighboring in the nearby buildings. So their own effort is to make sure that they never really gather to pull the crowd that will make it difficult for them to push them back. So what happened next? In that chaos melee, so they went back and regrouped, and then they pushed back again. That's the next one. Here.
Kanu is free.
Yes, yes.
We started as an assembly here. But it's customary that they attack us unprovoked. We decided that we will relocate to other parts of the city. And we are in Taco and we will go around the city today until the city is shut down. Or if you know instead of using the soldiers, defenseless protesters. Please, you are aware that we show today as Kanu now rally. But we also tell Nigeria that today is the darkest day in the history of Nigeria. NSAS protest 2020 is 5 years today. So we are going to take a minute silence to recognize the heroes who were killed at the Lucky Toge for NSAS. Can you take a minute silence?
Can we prove that?
Silence, please.
No, can we prove it? Let's have more.
May their souls continue to pursue their oppressors. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. is not a tribal issue. It is not a religious issue. It is not a sentimental issue. It's a social justice issue for us. We are not here as Igbos, Yorubas, all united. If they don't do that, they will get more. And they know a lot of Nigerians it's not about economic alone, there's hunger, there's starvation in this country. There's political oppression. There's a lot of corruption going on under the country. So very soon, this will see and bigger than that of the past. Let the people be moving. Bring down the Kanu now. Bring down the Kanu now. Bring down the Kanu now. Bring down the Kanu now.
Bring down the Kanu now. In fact, I would love to start seeing this your own comment, right? Which is going to be like the hashtag free Nnamdi Kanu now, like rolling up like that in the comments, because that's your own protest, right? That was the glimpse of when they had to relocate outside where the people are no longer in the arm's way, because the only party that is bringing violence to all of this is Tifnubu. Pure and simple. People were shot at. Live bullets were shot at this, what do you call it, placard carrying protesters. They were combat ready. They were firing and shooting to kill. I'm going to come back to that regrouping, right? Take a look at this.
They're firing us tear gas. They're firing us tear gas. They fire us tear gas. They're firing 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 us tear gas. You go fire tear gas, burn us. You go burn there. You go burn there. You go burn there. They're firing us tear gas. They're firing us tear gas. See them. See them. See tear gas everywhere. We are coming back. We'll go to the group again. See them. They're firing us tear gas. They're firing us tear gas. They're firing us tear gas. CMO. They're firing us tear gas. See them. See them. See them. Ah!
Dodge am. See them. They're firing us tear gas. Nothing, no level. We there, yeah. See am. More tear gas coming. See am, guys. They're firing us tear gas. Yeah. They're firing us tear gas. See them coming. My eyes, Jesus Christ. My eyes. They're firing us tear gas. They fire us tear gas. See them.
You nation.
See us. They don't fire us tear gas. Again. Peaceful protest, oh. Peaceful protest. See them. Guys, see them. Jesus Christ, my eyes. God. My eyes. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
It kind of gets worse, by the way. And we're going to get to that part as well. So the Nigerian authority firing at armless people, right? In order to what? To send a signal that Nigeria is not a democracy, right? And one good thing about this entire exercise is that the message is kind of passed. Before now, you would have seen them and their media labeling this gathering as that of IPOB sponsored, and they will spin it until you as an Igbo man or an Igbo person will begin to get worried, right? And guilty of something you didn't do. Because they will need that to justify their further clampdown, their further criminality as well. But they can't do that with this. Now, what they have done is, number one, to expose to the rest of the world, again, that if they are convincing the world that they are progressives and Nigeria is practicing democracy, videos like this, which are quite many, by the way, right, will continue to prove everybody otherwise. But another thing is that it will also continue to radicalize the people. So what does that mean? People will get to a stage whereby they will be more prepared and determined because they will know what is at stake, and it won't be peaceful protest anymore. When it gets to that non-peaceful protest, the anarchy looms. It will be anarchy after that. And the people shouldn't be blamed. You are all seeing all of this. What they wanted is that if they grab you under any circumstance or circumstances, right, they can put you away for a very long time. And people shouldn't ask for you. So if anyone decided to ask for you, then they can go on a killing spree, like what they attempted in Abuja today. But the good thing is that they now know that there are more people who are actually interested now, and it's just going to be a matter of time. There are more people more interested now that are no longer buying their bullshit and their lies and other nonsense anymore. So now that they are coming out, like you have witnessed today, you will see what is going to actually follow that as well. And I think that's what they fear. But rather than dissuade the people or scare the people, I want to promise you that they are actually radicalizing the people. There is more. from what happened in Abuja and other places today. Here is another one.
What are we asking?
You might have protest. You might have protest. You might have protest.
Again, this protest is also to put a kind of a stop to the APC, Egbekegbes propaganda of labeling IPOB a terrorist organization, Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist. You know, somebody who is a freedom fighter will be called a terrorist by the oppressors is fighting to break the people loose from. And that is why when you see people come out like this, you can automatically believe that whatever government tells you or they make you believe in their own scheme and their conspiracies and the rest of that about Nnamdi Kanu is all false, right? They are all false. And not just they are false, they are also very much demonic. They are evil. So people are seeing through that. Nobody will protest for a terrorist. Nobody will gather together and come out and say, release a man that is responsible for our problems. No, you can push that narrative for as long as you want. You can delay the court for as long as you want. But there is no chance that you are going to actually keep people under that your lies for too long. That's the problem. That's the problem. So when you're watching all these videos, I want you to please consider that factor too, that these guys are out for Nnamdi Kanu. And if not for the government threats, underhand threats, behind the scene threats, to make sure that this today never happened, including those they have invited, threatened, I mean the police. But this one still came out. Right? So that tells you that the scale is falling. And you are witnessing it live. Let's go back to Abuja again. Here.
What's happening now? What is happening? And that in the shock, oh. That in the shock is shocking.
They want to go and off it.
And they want to go and off it. That electric wire they shock.
If Nigerians are not stupid, how can you use this kind of thing for road like this?
For road, oh, see, can you imagine?
Therefore, I now say there is no work, so people go stay for house.
See now, see. That electric this thing, they don't go off them. Because if that's in touch, now shocking.
And sharp thing.
Very sharp.
How can you continue like this? No sign, no nothing.
Therefore, just announce, make people stay for house. Therefore, just announce, make people stay for house.
Therefore, announce people, make people stay for house.
Can you imagine?
What are we doing? Free Nnamdi Kanu. Get outside. Get outside. Get outside. Free Nnamdi Kanu.
That's right. As you are seeing the videos in batches, all right, they continue to give you different context to the entire, outing. Showore should be given his card. I mean, it's a flower, rather. You know what I mean? Should be handed this flower because he has changed the narrative around the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu. People have been so blackmailed that even the Igbo politicians that used this incarceration, the illegal detention of Nnamdi Kanu, for their own political, leverages and all that. And then they would turn around and started changing their mouth. People like a Solo Dumb, who went on to visit Nnamdi Kanu during the time he wanted to be the governor of Anambra. And I quite remember at the time when he bragged that the conversation or the discussion was at an advanced stage when Bokwari would release him. That was almost 4 years ago. Today, Solo Dumb is now running for second term. He is not so much enthusiastic about Nnamdi Kanu's release anymore. Not like he was before. But he's still kind of like making it obvious that, yeah, what Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for, right, is legit. And that is why when it comes out, it didn't use if, it said when it comes out, we still have to like sit within all of us, the stakeholders, the blah, the blah, the blah. This was last night. We're going to come back to Abuja, but Solo Dumb with Sheung last night.
Sunday, Monday in the Southeast region, Monday reduced to a no-work day because of sit-at-home issue. And now there are agitation for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And I'd like to know, are you joining in that campaign for the president or the federal government to release Nnamdi Kanu? There will be protests in many parts of the country tomorrow, as we understand. What is your view about that protest and the agitation for the release of Nnamdi Kanu?
Sheung, I think we should be discussing Anambra and forthcoming election. That's what you said this program is all about. And you're not going to drag me, get me to, if you like, get us distracted from that focus. I get on to Monday sit-at-home thing, which is very unfortunate. We've made it very clear. People, if you are protesting or agitating for anything, you are holding yourself down by now killing your own people under the pretext of Monday sit-at-home. And I think even Nnamdi Kanu himself and his IPOB, at least on record in terms of press releases that were sent out by IPOB, that they did not support the Monday sit-at-home. It was some criminal elements doing that. And we take them for their word that that's true, that they don't. And Monday sit-at-home thing is likely, over here. With anybody sitting at home now is doing so out of his own preference, not because of insecurity, as it were, because everywhere is secured on Mondays, and as the case may be. As for those who are agitating or going to have demonstration or whatever, they have a right to do so. I mean, in a democracy, where everybody has freedom of expression. and you express your, have your freedom of expression in the way that you do so. I discussed the issue of release of Nnamdi Kanu, several months upon assumption of office, and even on the day that the Ohanes and the Igbo had their Igbo there, I said, we needed to have a conversation, because for me, I believe very strongly that, of course, the agitation thing and the position on a separatist view of Igbo land. For me, as a full-blooded Igbo man, I don't believe that. But I want us to have a conversation. I've told, I said, why I need Nnamdi Kanu to come and sit with all of us, everybody else, because nobody has greater right than the other. We're all Igbos, and we're all entitled to our views. And those of them who want us out of Nigeria, we all sit in a room and debate it. Are we served better being out of Nigeria or within Nigeria? I am of the view that the Igbo man needs Nigeria, Nigeria needs the Igbo man. I'm of the view that the Igbo man needs Africa, Africa needs the Igbo man. I'm of the view that the Igbo man needs the world. We're in everybody's village, and an itinerant people cannot afford to be an intolerant people. That's my view. So, for those who are going on failed protests, I am governor of a state. Mine is to govern. Social activists do their own job. I do my own job. I've had my say, and in the way that I do so. And there is a process that obviously has to get through. And that is what I can say to you. I speak very frankly. I have my opinion on this. Like I said, when Nnamdi Kanu comes out, those who believe, ultimately, he will come out. And when he comes out, we are going to sit down around the table and interrogate our alternative visions for Igbo land. My vision is that we should build a livable and prosperous homeland, so that as itinerant people, wherever you go and you don't find comfort, whatever else you go, you have a livable and prosperous homeland to return to. But do we need Nigeria? We need Nigeria, absolutely, and Nigeria needs us. That is my very deep belief, and I canvass it with no apologies, and I hold that. And I'm prepared to debate this with anyone, that the future prosperity of the Igbos, God didn't make a mistake in putting us together as one nation, and we must exploit all the opportunities.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
One very simple question. And then he went on rambling and rambling about and all that. Like other Nigerians, Igbos who live in the diaspora, who live outside the Igbo land, are completely disappointed in the leadership of, especially the political leadership of Igbo land. They have been considered as the worst of the kind from the other regions in Nigeria, whose interests supersede, in never seen before, supersede the interest of their people. And don't get me wrong, like I said, like other places in Nigeria, but theirs is very much like, sashlighted, so to say. The Igbos are disappointed in the sense that they understand that the Cold War, the supposed genocidal war that ended in 1970, did not actually really end. What ended was the open, the open attack, the open killings, but what continued is called the Cold War. And that is why if a Yoruba man demands for Yoruba nation, an Igbo man demands for Biafra, there is a chance that that Igbo man will be in jail or be killed before anything happens to that Yoruba man or an Arewa man or anybody from anywhere else. This is obvious. And it is part of the reasons why so many people are, they say Nigeria has a problem. Nigeria has an Igbo problem. So Igbo criminal politicians, like their counterpart from elsewhere, right? They have, the Igbo Republican nature to deal with when it comes to taming people to accept whatever conditions they are kind of like given. Others might be quiet in their way, but as an Igbo man that you are, you possibly believe that that's impossible to think that you can tame them for so long. So Nnamdi Kanu is just like this filling the gap, messenger that came to remind the Igbos, right, that what Nigeria is doing to them, right, is actually not normal. And it is either this whole thing is renegotiated or the Igbos are given the chance to decide if they want to remain in Nigeria or not. Simple conversation. They met with Nnamdi Kanu the first time after they kidnapped him in 2015. They met with him in 2017 or 2018 or thereabout, where this same conversation happened. The then governors of Eastern Nigeria and some other elders in Eastern Nigeria met with him. They agreed. Yeah, they agreed with all the the solutions he gave them, which in fact, paramountly all about the interest of the Eastern Nigeria. Why can't they have this? Why can't they have that? And all of, I may not want to go into all of that details right now, so that I won't start sounding like, oh yeah, but they are not the only ones suffering that. Well, that's up to you. Do you get what I mean now? So the Igbo governors themselves have now become so, again, maybe willingly, or maybe being blackmailed into accepting the fact that Nnamdi Kanu, who did nothing wrong, right, should be the sacrificial lamb for their own failure. You get that now? Like Nnamdi Kanu could be sacrificed. Let's just say he's the one. Or is the reason why we couldn't keep or protect our people. Or is the reason why we couldn't, in fact, fight for the right of the real Igbos as being part of Nigeria. Or is the reason why the Igbos will likely not be trusted. Or is the reason why the Igbos may not be president. Let's blame him, sacrifice him. Unfortunately, it's become very hard to, hard nut to crack. So Omoyele Sowore has managed and succeeded in putting the name of Nnamdi Kanu in everyone's mouth as we speak. It's not just about the Igbos anymore. So the right thing to do is for them to let him go. He's done nothing wrong. And this is just at the beginning, from what I am aware of. Watch this. Let's go back to that Abuja again.
Is very much aware of what he's doing. He has given birth to what you are seeing taking place in the southeast at the moment. He is more aware of it, and even the legal difficulties that is ongoing. If you check, it is him and his legal team that are frustrating the process. What we are saying as people, we are not against anybody, but we are telling the country that nobody should put Nigeria under any political pressure against anybody, especially criminals and terrorists. Or anybody. That is what we are saying.
We are also seeing the fact that a couple of days ago he was denied bail or denied access to go outside the country for his health issues. The NMA say he should be in Nigeria here. What do you have to say about that?
You see, myself and you are not in the best place to know whether his health condition will warrant him to go outside or here. The people who have the authority as far as Nigeria is concerned, they have confirmed and they have come out with their report that he is good enough to stand trial and to face anything that is charged with in this country. And like I've said before, with looking at the statistics, we said nobody under any political pressure should put this country or intimidate this country into corner by coming up with political solution to releasing Nnamdi Kanu. The law should be allowed to take his course against any other person, irrespective of where he come from, irrespective of which color he is, irrespective of
What's the name of this bridge? That's what I want to check.
whether black, yellow, from the north, from the south, we must be allowed to speak freely. We must be allowed to face the word of the law.
Ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmà ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. Ẹni òfò.
So those are the hired ones. You see them with flag, Nigeria flags. There's no police harassment for those ones. Okay? Just as predicted. They are so predictable. So just as predicted. So they came out and they're like, no, they should not force the hand of the government. They should not stampede the government. And they are calling them the Kano terrorists. But we are going to remain in that. Oh, hang on. Let's still stay in Abuja. I still have more from Abuja. The barbarity, right? The brutality unleashed on peaceful protesters when everyone is screaming, free Nnamdi Kanu now, free Nnamdi Kanu now. And others were singing, holy, holy Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. And you know the beautiful thing about that is that some of those who joined them today, including the passerbys, who are now going to be going on with the memory of either the song or the chant, free Nnamdi Kanu now, and finally, Nnamdi Kanu. Because that's how it should be. They illegally detained Nnamdi Kanu in DSS detention in Abuja, and they've enjoyed peace in 10 years of that criminality. I'm sorry, Abuja residents, right? You didn't ask for this. You get me now? For your own peace, at the end of the day, is for the politically detained people to be released. Court said Nnamdi Kanu should be released. And that's what they are going to do. Because like I said, this is just at the beginning. Inside the wood, is it called Plank Market in Abuja? And others, right? This happened.
Like this. Why can they like this? Why can they like this?
The security people are still outside at the plaza here. So now I can't find my crew members, and that's one of my priorities. I need to find my crew members so they are okay. I need to go and find my crew members. Okay, they barricaded that place, so. Okay, Henry what?
Henry Chukuma.
How is this going to affect your business for today?
Today we are not, you see, we cannot do anything today. We cannot sell. We just open our shop and all these people that are protesting, they are passing by. So we saw police and the soldiers, they start shooting tear gas. So even inside this plaza, so the thing is affecting everybody. Like, we can't do business again. We have all of us are closing.
How much are you losing for today if you shut your shop down?
Roughly, if at all, if we do next steps today, we will make 1 million naira.
Okay, so are you not aware about the protest? You're not aware?
We are aware about the protest, but they didn't tell us to close shop. If they are told, they announce it.
So what do you have to tell the government?
The government should be high on this, know how to resolve this. That is my thing.
Thank you.
We are not served to restrain from they mention some places, Shagari Way, they mention Shagari Way, Court of Appeal side, Aso Villa, National Assembly, and what have you. So we said, okay, we have not seen the order anyway, so we decided to come to Bega, Politico side, to protest. So as you can see, we are doing our peaceful protest only for them to come and take their gas. And we learned that they have been arrested some places. So people, you know, so and my annoyance on the Mr. President President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is a product of protest. He was able to climb to that place because of the protest. We protested against Jonathan. And had it been that Jonathan refused to hand over power to elect Muhammad Buhari, he wouldn't have been there today. So we protested. Even as an Adeke, he protested. Why should we now use the military, use the police to stop people from protesting?
But on Friday, the Federal Court gave a directive that no protest should take place, but she still went ahead.
No.
It was on Friday, and the police, FCT Police Command, issued a statement regarding that, which is on all media houses. So why did you still proceed?
Even your media house, AIT, carried it, that the state, some places, they said that we should not protest. How can somebody ask you not to protest? Can somebody ask you not to eat? Can somebody ask you not to breathe?
Maybe because of security intel.
So somebody can give another ask you not to breathe.
Maybe because of security intelligence.
Not to breathe.
Maybe,
not to
maybe they thought it's going to destroy, claim lives and property.
If you are breathing, somebody court will grant order that you should not breathe, you should not talk, you should not move, you should not shake body because of security.
Barrister Maxwell, you're a lawyer. You're a lawyer too.
Yes,
you came from the bench too. And it's the same bench that is
I said the bench said the bench cannot. They convinced the judge, some areas, Villa, Court of Appeal, National Assembly. Now I ask you, you are being tear gassed, you are a journalist, you are being tear gassed. This place you are, where is this place, please?
The plaza.
Where?
Building material in Tako.
Where now?
Abuja.
Mention it near Chida Plaza, along the road. Is that not where we are doing our peaceful protest? Is anybody violent? I'm asking you now.
Not at all. What I've seen so far.
Yes. Then what brought about tear gassing? What brought about tear gassing? I'm asking you. So what brought about using police to be shooting? Have they finished the terrorists and bandits that are ravaging the entire Zamfara, occupying local government in Zamfara and Katsina, and what have you? The kind of bullets they shot here, I'm telling you, I didn't that they shoot it in a place like Zamfara and Katsina. We should not be talking about bandits and terrorists.
So in all this now, are you still going to
of course
proceed with the protest?
We are proceeding with the protest. They will get tired. We are moving to Wabulana now. We are going to continue. Our people.
So it's a whole day activity.
Protest.
And are you tomorrow and next week or throughout this week or how long?
It's today. Okay. When we finish today, we'll strategize. Okay. We must get it right.
Are you doing this in remembrance of the NSAS?
Yes, NSAS. The people that
Holy, holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, 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 Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. 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 Holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior.
Nobody will do that for a terrorist. No one will do that for a terrorist and say, oh yeah, you've never seen anybody come out to come and protest in defense of Alhaji Shekau. No, those are terrorists. You've not seen anybody come out to come and protest on behalf of these Fulani terrorist warlords. Because they are terrorists. But the government is doing everything to put the insecurity they orchestrated and politically sponsored in eastern part of Nigeria on a man they locked up. a man that is in their detention, not allowed to make phone calls, not allowed to receive one, not allowed to send letter, not allowed to receive one, not even allowed to have a jotting conversation with his own lawyers in their detention, is the man that they've been trying to convince everybody is responsible. So they will get tired. And that's one thing about Omoyele Showore's energy. You have to give it to him. Why now? Why is he doing it now? Why didn't he go and Showore, that has been protesting for the release of the illegally detained NSAS protesters? Do you know that there are still like tens of NSAS protesters that are still in jail? And in the last 5 years, Omoyele Showore and his revolution now, they have been the only ones who have actually been representing some of these illegally detained NSAS protesters up to this moment. Those who have regained their freedom, they will tell you that they owe it to Omoyele Showore, who never forgot that they have been in that detention. As many of you will only remember when a political conversation pops up, or when the date like today pops up, and you say, oh yeah, we remember them. Why many of those who were part of the protests then, demanding for good governance, some of them are now part of the government today, unfortunately. You know, so the energy that Omoyele Showore possesses, and the way this is going, it simply means it's not going to be a one-off. No, it won't be a one-off. Now that it is no longer the IPOB business, it is no longer the, what do you call it, the Igbo business alone. It has become the business of those reasonable human beings who knows when injustice is being kind of like executed. And they say injustice to one is injustice to all. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere, like this lone protester in Lagos. Watch this. Oh, hang on. Can we take a moment for the fact that we are quite, a number of us here this afternoon, we are nearly 2,000 on YouTube. So if you can take a moment and like the broadcast, it will be doing me a great deal of, favor. So take a moment. If we can take the likes from what it is right now to at least, people are even doing better on Facebook. You know, the number of the viewers is not that high, quite handful, but the numbers of those who have actually liked the broadcast have been very substantial, not like us on the YouTube. So if you can take a moment, please. Yeah, leave the comment section for a sec and just like the broadcast, like the video, just once. You don't have to do it twice. Then share it. And if this is the first time of you, bumping into Maiyegun's diary Politico, right? You can subscribe. There is always more from where this is coming from. Promise you. Okay. So can we? And then let's go back to Abuja. Let's go to Lagos, the lone protester.
The release of Nnamdi Kanu will bring about more unity in this country. The release of Nnamdi Kanu will bring forth solidarity among Nigerians.
Some people want to tribalize these movements that you have embarked on today. So what's your reaction to those who want to tribalize it?
Only idiots, only psychopaths, only bunch of who say the struggle is a tribal struggle. When Igboho was incarcerated, people from South stood by him. When Ghanaians had issue in those days, everyone stood by him. We should throw away tribalism in this struggle. Nigerians have gone beyond tribalism and ethnicity. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not a tribal man, and he should not be deceived. The struggle about the release of Nnamdi Kanu is not about an Igbo struggle. It's about the Nigerian struggle. It's about peace. It's about unity. It's about equity. And I want to say that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, being who I know, will listen. He will listen, and Nnamdi Kanu will be free. He has the keys to release him. Yes. The what? The what? Oh. They are leaving Nnamdi Kanu's release. It will cause division in the country. Is there no division now? There are division. The division, you have the rich, you have the richer, you have the poor. The division. The division right now. Nnamdi Kanu is just an individual. The release of Nnamdi Kanu is not threat. except those that have something to hide. And I challenge every political office holder in the Southeast, because of what they are doing that is wrong. They are saying Nnamdi Kanu should not be released. I challenge them. I challenge them. They are only being sacrificed. They are only deceiving President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Ibibios, the Ijaws will be one. Why do you have to keep a man for so long? Why do you have to keep him in prison, in custody for so long? Wasting the Nigerian resources. Do you know the traditional damage is causing to us? The Supreme Court has ordered that it should be released. The Supreme Court has ordered that it should be causing to us. The Supreme Court has ordered that it should be released. The Supreme Court has ordered that it should be released. It should be released. My name, before I mention my name, I've just been briefed that our men in Abuja have been tear gassed. And they have started shooting them in Abuja. We have just heard that now. But want to send a warning to the IGP. Ẹgbẹ́tokun lọ ṣọ́ra o. Ẹgbẹ́tokun be careful o. Ikú tó pa sọ ní Abacha láì yọ kóńdó kò sẹ́ni tí kò rí pa. Ẹgbẹ́tokun should be careful. Charade said it's a peaceful protest. So Ẹgbẹ́tokun should be careful. Nobody must die. Nobody must be injured in Abuja. If that happens, if anybody is killed, they will see escalation. Thank you. Right now, we will move to Fumlayo. From Fumlayo, we will go to generation. The release of Nnamdi Kanu.
Ẹgbẹ́tokun lọ ṣọ́ra o. Ẹgbẹ́tokun be careful o. Ikú tó pa Sani Abacha láì yọ kóńdó kò má sẹ́ni tí kò lè pa. You remember that song? You can put anyone's name. Tinubu lọ ṣọ́ra o. Tinubu be careful o. Ikú tó pa Boko Haram láì yọ kóńdó kò má sẹ́ni tí kò lè pa. That's the message from that lone protester in Lagos. And to some of you who might have, who might found this message a little bit, you know, I don't know, like, you know, that great when he was trying to say he knows Tifnumbu, that Tifnumbu is not a tribalist. People use that, you see, if you are kind of like making a public communication, right? In that sense, you can massage and rub, you know, like this wee dog, like little dog, right? You can massage and just rub their head. That's the way you massage to your ego. Say, okay. So you all know that I'm not tribalist. I say that we know you are not. We know. You just love to weaponize tribalism for politics. For this one, I beg, let him go. Okay. Okay, I'm not a tribalist. That's fair. All right. We'll see what we can do. Because there is no reason for all the violence that they unleashed in Abuja today. There is no reason. And I promise you, like I said, it's just not going to be a one-off. This is like the beginning of something that if it is not well managed and it escalates, plus the already anticipated agony of January 1st, you know, their implementation of their new tax law. You know, that one is still very much in the corner, right? So we're going to go back to that Abuja again. And mind you, at this point, the line will remain opened, okay? So you can actually phone in and I'll take it. Sorry for those of you who have been trying to call in and I've been like, you know, dodging you for now. But I will open the line in another, maybe after this clip, all right? So let's go back to that Abuja and see what he did.
The Nigerian police are shooting tear gas on us. They are shooting tear gas on us. See your eye. See our eyes. They are shooting tear gas. We are not backing down. No. We are not backing down. Yeah. We only have our voices to shout for freedom. Yeah. No weapons, nothing, not even a pen, but our loud voices. And this is what they are scared of. Yes. We are not backing down. They are shooting us tear gas right now.
Send them back. Yes. Send them back. Send them back. Yes. See them. See them. See them again for here. You see them? I run with the wrong. You see them? They shoot you. You know they give up. Don't worry, don't worry. Once we reach front, we'll stop. Oh, wow. Yes. Nigerian police. We know they end this thing now. Oh. Yeah. Now you hold your protest. Yes. The resistance is already on the streets. The barricades have been, mounted by resilient Nigerian youth. Yes. No retreat, no surrender.
Nigeria is currently sitting. They are currently sitting on a very huge gunpowder. People have been looking for. Sorry, Nigeria is currently sitting on a very big, or should I say, huge gunpowder. All right, and anything can spark anything. Anything can spark the revolution, the protest that will then culminate into a very big and massive thing than what these guys can handle. But so far, they strongly believe that, you know what, their military can handle everything. They say, don't bother, their military can handle. Because it will get to that point where you realize that people are just waiting. Truly, they are just waiting. And that's this one, that of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is currently ongoing, is also going to be a catalyst, because we have succeeded in beating them in their propaganda. What have we done? Now, it is going to remain very difficult for them, okay, to accuse IPOB or the Igbos. As you see, that glass ceiling has been broken now, has been shattered. So you as an Igbo person, you will no longer feel gaslighted, kind of like a threat, even when they are not mentioning your name. We are going to get to that stage. So you see that thing that they're like, oh, if you go out, they're going to target you. You know that Nigeria is this, blah, 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 blah. So you should just keep your head down. That they are telling some of you that, or you have realized that that's not true. That despite the fact that you are minding your business, whenever they want to take their flak on you, on your business economically and the rest of that, or if they are coming to demolish your businesses, they don't even need any much reasons. They just do it. So threatening you that if you go and join them, they are going to blame the Igbos, or they're going to blah, 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 blah. That era seems to have been broken, gone. You saw Mama P there, right? He's out there asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And so are so many others from other parts of Nigeria that ordinarily they will be much like unbothered. You get me now? So far so good. The only people who are not fully interested are the whole body of the Ronukus, and we know why. The Arewa, what do you call it, jihadists, and we know why. Even Arewa is in support that Nnamdi Kanu should be released. But we have the jihadist faction of Arewa that they dread him so much. Then you have the part of the obedient who believes that the release of Nnamdi Kanu will have a political catastrophe on Peter Obi. So because of that, they are not interested. But you know something? From all these groups, from every part and all of that, right? You are now seeing people who are actually like coming out to say, no, this is wrong. Even if we don't agree with his method, we don't agree with the way he says his things, but he's never done anything wrong. And if he's done anything wrong, they've had their chance, they've had the opportunity to actually present all of that in their courts and try him. But now this is mockery. It's absolute nonsense. That is a win. I want to go back to the Abuja, if you don't mind. Again.
Holy, Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy,
Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. We are fun. Holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, holy. Holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Holy, holy, holy. Nnamdi Kanu is another savior. Papa, well done, sir.
Now, free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Once they buy one person for this protest, you go turn to revolution. Once they buy one person for this protest, you go turn to revolution. Now they watch now. Now they go tire. In a target, in a target. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Make a mistake by one person, eh? You go turn to revolution, no. Hey. Peaceful protest. This is a peaceful protest. A peaceful protest. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. A peaceful protest. No one problem. You dey give. You dey do. You dey do peace talk with bandits. They do peace talk with bandits. You keep Nnamdi Kanu for detention. Una pack military for everywhere for Abuja. Pack military for everywhere. Oh, punish all of una. Punish all of una. Punish the one. Oh, punish all of them. Punish the one. You carry. They do peace talk with bandits and you keep Nnamdi Kanu for detention. Once una buy one person for this peaceful protest, you go turn to revolution, no. I will tell you my content now. The apple for Abuja. When I pull military everywhere and I not be tear gas, when I pour tear gas tire, this one I just pour tear gas, when I go pour tear gas tire. I'll deal with you.
I'm a media man. I'm a media man. I'm a media man. I'm a press man. I'm a press man. I'm a media man.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu, and the reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children, and men for that matter, all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy, we are not pleased with what is happening, And that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent disintegration of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mileage in where they're going. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can cower people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the International Committee for peace. The one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
Oyedu Aiko, Omeri Onendizu, Oniya, Abakare, Mama Daora, Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2. Na Python that's the three. Unapori Meri Nande bu Oyedu Aiko, Omeri Onendizu, Miroya, Abakare, Mamanda Mora, Unapori Meri Nande win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2. Now Python that's the 3. Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2. Now Python that's the 3. Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2. Now Python that's the 3. Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2. Now Python that's the 3. Unapori Meri Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2. Now Python that's the 3. Unapori Meri Nandi.
Oh, I missed her. I've been learning that for a while, but I always miss my line. Right, that's the Nnamdi Kanu they want you to hate that much. And I am very much happy myself today, that this call for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has gone mainstream, finally. It may be slow, but it's quite sturdy and steady. So therefore, we should say a big thank you to those who actually took it upon themselves to be physically there. The message is very loud. They will be talking about this in the corners of their different covens in that contraption, by the way. So which means you have brought to the front burner, right? A burning issue, right? An injustice to one man and many others like him are currently languishing in the unjust injustice system of Nigeria. So you've done that. And with what they have done today, because it's not really over, because this is me kind of like cutting it short now so that I can possibly have more for you, which will be like, like the roundup for you later this evening. All right. But yeah, we should continue to be grateful to those who showed up. And the message is very clear. the call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is genuine, right? And this is for every, rights lovers in the world, all right? His call for release is genuine. Nnamdi Kanu was preaching, right, for the peaceful referendum where the Igbos will be given the chance to decide if they still want to be part of this Nigeria or not. A position that the political class, especially in the eastern part of Nigeria, frowned upon. And when it started, they didn't believe, right, that he was not doing all of that for money or fame until when they met him. When they met him, they realized that this was actually real and serious. Rather than accede to what they all agreed that they would do, they would do, yeah, that they would transfer this same resolution to Bokwari and the federal government, so to work together and bring about a kind of a resolution around that. So Nnamdi Kanu would then give them the chance to see the implementation of that agreement. But rather than for them to transfer this resolution to Bokwari, what did they do? They called for the proscription of IPOB. Igbo governors came together and they announced the proscription of IPOB. They labeled IPOB a terrorist organization so that they could have the chance to go after everyone suspected, right, to be a member of IPOB in the eastern part of Nigeria. And they didn't stop there. They went as far as asking Bokwari to proscribe IPOB federally. They didn't stop at that. They went as far as going to the United States of America to ask the US Congress to proscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization. So what happened? What they did, their own kangaroo nonsense they did in Nigeria, right, is only believed in Nigeria because despite all the money they spent in America, they were told that their investigation never pointed to the IPOB as a violent or terrorist organization. So they were chased out. It's in the media. You can go and read about it. They approached the same UK to sell the same lie. And the UK published that IPOB is not a terrorist organization. They do not have any kind of a trait of that. It was that bad that the UK government had to put together a kind of a policy that allows anybody who presents himself as a member of the IPOB being persecuted in Nigeria. There is a special visa program for them in the UK, just so you know that all those nonsense they are pushing in Nigeria is only believed in Nigeria. There is nothing to back it other than their lies and propaganda. But they sold the same lie, by the way. They sold the same lie to Kenya, which Kenya bought wholeheartedly. And whatever deal they struck that got them the big fish, Nnamdi Kanu, they illegally kidnapped him. When somebody who is not your own national, like the citizen of your country, is being arrested on an international arrest warrant, the right thing to do then would be to present them before your court. An extradition process will be put in place. And then they will be taken to the country that they are wanted. That's how it works. But Kenya didn't do that because Nigeria didn't want them to do that. They lied to the Kenyans that Nnamdi Kanu was in Kenya to come and visit Shabab, a terrorist organization in Somalia that share border with Kenya. So when they discovered that Nnamdi Kanu had nothing to do with these terrorists as alleged by Nigerian authority, Bokwari's government, they said, well, we had nothing to do with you. They said, okay, let me go. They said, no, sorry, we can't let you go. From the highest authority, Nigeria wanted you. That's how they kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, drugged him, and then they landed in Abuja straight to a court where Binta Nyako was waiting. And what did they do? They gave the DSS the right to lock him up indefinitely. And that was when the drama of, okay, the delay tactics, they did that for over a year. By September or thereabout in 2022, an appeal court discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu that he's got no case to answer. The process of his extradition is not even an extradition, it's called extraordinary rendition. So meaning they committed illegality in trying to grab Nnamdi Kanu. So the court said he should be let off. The conclusion from that court judgment, right, left Nigeria making no decision, doing nothing for straight 8 days, no appeal, no nothing. Only for Malamun, the then Attorney General of Nigeria, to approach the Supreme Court that the Supreme Court should please give them should interpret what the appeal court said. And guess what? Their Supreme Court also then ruled that, number one, the fact that you say you declared Nnamdi Kanu wanted and that led you to go and kidnap him was because he jumped bail. Is that not what you said? Now, by law, in the face of the law, Nnamdi Kanu did not jump any bail. You attempted to kill him and he escaped for his life. So therefore, the idea of his bail being revoked is non-existent. Meaning, even if Nnamdi Kanu has a case, he shouldn't be in detention. Do you understand? Supreme Court said the attack on his home, the killing of people, over 28 people were slaughtered, young people were slaughtered in Afarauku the day the Nigerian soldiers went there to kill Nnamdi Kanu. So their court said that his bail should be reinstated. What does that mean in English? It's a very simple English. His bail, he didn't jump bail, his bail should be reinstated. But they ignored all of that. They now started a retrial, a sham retrial, which in itself is like doing it again. To say, okay, we kidnapped him, but the court said he didn't commit any crime, he should be let off. But we can't just let him off. We'll do it again until we have something that will convict him, even without any evidence, other than all the nonsense they are pushing in the media. And you would expect them that they will present massive witnesses who are going to say, one, oh, they are IPOB members, and Nnamdi Kanu gave them guns. This is the money Nnamdi Kanu gave them to do this, this or that. They were supposed to present them in court, not in the media, not on social media. It should be in court. That's why they kidnapped him, Abi, that he's committed something. But rather, they started cropping his social media broadcast, where he called them this, where he said that if you kill us, we will kill you. If they kill us, we will kill them. And all those ones, they are cutting all that out. It's crazy and exhausting. So people have seen through all the lies, the charade, and all that. It may be entertaining for you, because ordinarily we know that the kind of leadership Nigeria or the APC has foisted on Nigeria has damaged so many people's brains, so many people's mind. And somehow, yeah, you see, injustice to them is probably like a therapy. So if they are suffering, everybody should suffer. Do you get what I mean now? Unjustly, if it's unjust or whether it's just or unjustly, right? Everybody should suffer. And that's exactly the tonic that is pretty much like keeping these rogues alive, so to say. There's always going to be a time that this is not going to be fashionable anymore. There's going to be a time that the entire jar is going to fall and break. And it is not going to be because of Nnamdi Kanu. It's not going to be because of you. It's going to be basically because of them. The impunity that they have enshrined, the impunity that they have made a system that they call all of us one Nigeria. But you know we are not one Nigeria, right? I've got this last part from that Abuja trip, since some of you enjoyed me chatting than you calling in. So watch this.
A people united can never be defeated. 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 A people united can never be defeated.
United can never be defeated. A people 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 united.
The people united, or a people united, can never be defeated. So kudos to everyone, the lawyers, Shure, and every other comrade that showed up. Yeah, God bless you. You have done something today that posterity will never forget you. Promise, right? And to others who are going to be looking forward to, the second leg, the third leg, and others, like somebody who asked that, what would this now do? This one will now make them release Nnamdi Kanu. And I was like, of course, this one is not enough for them to release Nnamdi Kanu. And you know what to do. After reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description of the broadcast as well. It's quite brief tonight. It's not really a long one. Then for those of you who know the tradition very well, after that, you should like it. And if possible for you, copy the link of the video and share it. So your friends and your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun is live. It's back. So this is just going to be a closing update on what happened today. Like I did this afternoon, right? We should always remember today, the 20th of October. Every 20th of October should be remembered as the day that the APC, a Bekegbe-led government in Nigeria, ordered their soldiers to shoot at armless, peaceful Nigerians protesting and demanding for an end to police brutality in Nigeria. Rather than end the police brutality, they unleashed even heavier force on them. Hundreds of them were slaughtered. at the end of the day, right, justice continue to be denied. So 50 years running, those who perpetrated that massacre against Nigerians, some of them are now, they are still in power, while they are walking free, no prosecution, no investigation, no nothing. Nigeria. So in that same breath, this period also marked over 10 years since the APC, Ebekebe, launched their state-coordinated, state-sponsored terrorist attack against the Igbos due to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's advocacy for Biafra. And since then, it's been, injustice after injustice, disobedience of court order after disobedience of court order. And they seem to probably have taken the control of the issue in their mind until now, when other Nigerians have seen through their entire lies and charade, and they are demanding for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria is a place where terrorists are jailed. Terrorists are paid while activists are jailed. It is Nigeria where you have the government spend a huge amount of money on defense for security, and yet the more they spend on security, the more insecurity, increases. And they also live in denial as well. So they have kept Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and many others in illegal detention that prompted today's protest. And as usual, the Nigerian government, they quickly got, probably scared enough that they militarized the entire Abuja, blocked roads, shot some other parks and all these places. And they started shooting like war-ready kind of situation. So in the process, they arrested some of the protesters, including the one of the lawyers to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is Aloy Jimako, as well as a brother of Mazi himself, were both arrested at the beginning of the protest. But the protest still went on because people defied all the threats. They regrouped in different places, and they still got the message home. So tonight, we are going to have a recap, or should I say a roundup, and then bear it in mind what is going to be next. You get to know that obviously on the program. So as you are joining us, please remember, it's the simplest thing to do, I promise you. Take a moment, like the broadcast, and you can do everything throughout the next hour or two. And if time permits us as well tonight, we will take calls because there should be reactions, especially from those of us who have been following this development. So from where we stopped this afternoon is where we're going to continue this hour. And that is the needless violent attack on the protesters. You see, Onofunuga, which is the spokesperson for Tifnumbu, immediately went on his own Twitter, by the way, X, to go and advocate for, the sanction against Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. We are going to get to that. But for those who didn't join us earlier today, this should be your own recap. How the Nigerian police attempted to kill peaceful protesters again. And afterward, went on TV to deny it all. So the first part, when they were shooting protesters.
They are shooting tear gas. They are shooting tear gas. Cowards. Bastards. They are shooting tear gas. Cowards. Cowards. That's the worst they can do. That's the worst they can do. Tear gas. Kill us. They are shooting tear gas. That's the worst they can do. These are cowards. These are cowards. Gas now water. Tear gas now skincare. The Nigerian government needs to be aware that the citizens are no longer scared. They are now aware of our rights, and we will exercise it to the fullest. We cannot be intimidated. We cannot be silenced. We are saying today, October 20, 2025, free Nnamdi Kanu. Now, if you can hold meetings with bandits and so as should be for kidnappers and killers, why are you holding on to Nnamdi Kanu? When you now use the brokers too? Tinubu! What are you doing? No retreat, no surrender. We are not stopping. The goal is a sorrow. We are going there as citizens, not as terrorists. Well, my brother. We are going there to tell the president our mind. And that is not free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu. So the outside guys, the outside for the free Nnamdi Kanu protest. Yes, we have rights to agitate. We have rights to protest. We cannot allow them to silence our voices. Dissenting voices are allowed.
Look at them. Police are shooting us. Look at them. Useless people. They are shooting us. Look at them. They have started again. This Nigeria. Look at this. Senate President. National Assembly. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. We need freedom. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. There they come. They are shooting again. Gonna run, oh. Where they go? Where they go begin shoot live? Useless police. I say, let's see, we put ground. Eh? Free Nnamdi Kanu. You don't be bandit. Hey, Afana. Kanu now. Yes, so. On the camera. Yes, so. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu. My brother, free Nnamdi Kanu. Let's go. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free Nnamdi Kanu. My brother, free Nnamdi Kanu. 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 No. They cannot break us. These people, the next thing where they go do now, that to begin shoot live bullets. They shot me on my thighs already. I'm injured. You don't injured? Yes, no. I'm injured. Look at my leg. I'm injured. Look at what they did to my leg. Look at my leg. Hey, sorry. Now what happened? Not tear gas? Yes. What? Not tear gas. Now wow. Look at what they did to my leg. What? They got to make a question. They pay your imagine totally. Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu was my coordinator JSM chapter, but his time has expired. So Nnamdi Kanu free right now. Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Who again? Free Nnamdi Kanu now. Let's say that they are They're not there again. They're there. Oh, mama, I be thinking we get together with themselves.
Free Nnamdi Kanu, and let us actually focus on something else. Do you get what I mean now? Free Nnamdi Kanu, because Nigeria is already enmeshed in serious, monumental crisis, right? That keeping Nnamdi Kanu the way they have done and what they are actually like pulling, it's never going to make it easier for APC, that contraption, especially when things are already getting to the boiling point, that you see all those people that you are seeing now mentioning Nnamdi Kanu, right? Publicly screaming his name, free him now, release him. There are those, you know what I mean? Like there are those who, before now, they won't say that in public, simply because people have been so gaslighted. But now they are seeing the true picture of the criminals who are telling them that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist, unable to prosecute him, disobeying court order, but at the same time, making the news headlines every day of how they are having peace meeting with terrorists. So all these are no longer making sense. So the good thing about it is that, right, a lot, I mean, millions more are going to be screaming the name of Nnamdi Kanu. And every day from now on, every day they are keeping him. This is no longer about IPOB or being an Igbo and what have you anymore. So it has now gone mainstream. Going mainstream simply means they are going to add Nnamdi Kanu to other frustrations that Nigerians have been subjected to under the APC. The fact that they are now realizing that they can't protest. In a democracy, right? You can't protest under APC, except the gatherings that they sanction themselves. They don't. And they are still very much kind of like lucky, because Nigerians don't have that full kind of like a knowledge of protest, especially this day and time in the modern day protests. When you are dealing with dictators like that, tyrants like that, lawless group of people like that, you have to get yourself so prepared. What do I mean by that? You get what is called the protest gears. And they are getting there, by the way. Protest gears include having the gas mask. Yeah, having the gas mask, right? Enough people, it doesn't have to be everybody. Or other alternatives of reducing the effect of their canisters. But the most, the most potent sort of like approach is when the number is massive. So it wasn't just in Nigeria today. There were those who did their own solo protest outside Nigeria. There are those who also did their own small group protest to raise awareness. Nobody will do a worldwide protest, free this person for a terrorist. No. And when the government, the criminal government sponsoring insecurity in that contraption for their own political advantage or for their own political gain, because it is in chaos that APC, Egbekebe, seems to derive their power. In chaos. That's why they unleashed terrorism on Nigeria to gain power. They gained power, they couldn't end it. Rather, they decided to weaponize it by monetizing it, industrializing terrorism in Nigeria, where terrorists are being pardoned, activists are being jailed. So the message is all over the place. It's not just in Nigeria. This was in Toronto, I believe, in Canada today as well, this morning.
We want it. Now. Nigeria, free Nnamdi Kanu now. 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 Free
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want now?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want now?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
What do we want now?
Free Nnamdi Kanu
What do
now.
we want from Nigeria?
Free Nnamdi Kanu
What do
now.
we want from Nigeria?
Free Nnamdi Kanu now.
No one will associate with terrorism in the countries that some of us reside in the world. The criminals in Nigeria that are pampering terrorists, persecuting activists, believes in their own rhetoric. They believe in their own, sort of like their own theory. But the rest of the world doesn't. And that is why they have to release him. It's like they have overplayed their hands. Because you didn't get the results you wanted from your own court. You decided that, you know what, no, we are going to retry it again. That's the problem. And that's exactly what this person had to remind the supposed, I believe, employees of Nigerian embassy in New York. It's the same message. You can't continue to call this one prosecution. It's no longer prosecution. It is a pure persecution. And in fact, Nigerian government and their agents have committed serious, heinous crime in their efforts to try to legitimize this terrorism they brought upon Nigeria. So if they are investigated, if Nigerian government and their agents are investigated, you realize that hordes of them would actually end up either in jail or they will be waiting for the hangman's news for what they have done if they are investigated. Somebody need to keep reminding the world in this manner.
For our constituency, which we belong, because power belongs to the people. Ahmed Bola Asiwaju, you are our president by election, if that is actually the case. But I know that the election and the electoral system in Nigeria is also rigged. So we want to send a clear message to you.
Yes.
That we, the concerned Nigerians, are awake and are alive to our responsibility. To speak truth to power. You are a criminal president. You are a criminal president, and it's been confirmed by the United States of America. So if you still have an iota of dignity, set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free. What do you want? Freedom. For Mazi
Nnamdi Kanu.
What do you want?
Freedom.
For Mazi
Nnamdi Kanu.
When do you want it?
Now.
Freedom.
Nnamdi Kanu.
When?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Asiwaju Bello, give freedom to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. He is a prisoner of conscience. He has not killed anybody. He was only exercising his civic duty, which was freedom of expression and freedom of speech. He has not been indicted in any court of law in the whole world of any crime of terrorism. He's never killed anybody. He's been in a competent court of jurisdiction in Nigeria where you extrajudicially rendition him. He appeared in the same court, and the same court and allowed him to go, gave him freedom. But you, evil Nigerian government, have continued to hold him captive. When do we want freedom for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? When do we want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do we want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do we want it?
Now.
Freedom for
Nnamdi Kanu.
when do you want it?
Now.
Thank you. So everyone is doing his own bit to at least add their own voice and continue to scream his name out there. Do you get what I mean now? It's like saying it into the space, and it continues to echo. It will continue to echo there. To the point that on Ofunuga in their asshole rock, where they were all kind of like a caged in, despite sending soldiers all over the city, all the parks and all these places, guiding them to ensure that these protesters, that they have no idea how big or how small they're going to be, they had no clue, and they didn't want to actually allow them to actually group anywhere, okay? Despite them being fenced in kilometers and kilometers away, inside the asshole rock, they still got the grip. They got the message. They were monitoring the whole process. That Onofunuga went on Twitter, word for word, right? He tweeted this, said, I spotted a lawyer Ejimako, one of Nnamdi Kanu's lawyers, among the small group of protesters. He used the word, that description of a small group. Mobilized in Abuja by Omoyele Sowore. I wonder what Mr. Ejimako was thinking when he decided to join this shambolic protest. As a lawyer, he should be aware of the principle of a sub judice, particularly in relation to the ongoing treason case before the court. Treason. So it's no longer it is no longer terrorism. You the advisor to Tifnumbu called the charges against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He called it treason. Meanwhile, the treason was what Bukwari charged him for. All right, and Bukwari was defeated in his own court in Nigeria, and he refused to obey the court. Now they are charging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for terrorism. You understand? But the advisor to Tifnumbu said he is standing charges for treason because there is actually no real case. All of them mumbo jumbo put together, and they don't have any intention of proving anything per se in their court. It's just, the same game. They try it, and if they don't get the same answer, then they will retry him again. That's not justice. That is not how it works. It's like somebody who got charged for murder, right? And then the court says, you are hereby discharged and acquitted. Simply because they couldn't prove it, and also, right, under technicalities or anything, you have been discharged. All right? They can't charge you again in that same charges. So that's what these criminals are doing. They are like, you know what? Let's change it, and we can try it again. Maybe for another 3 years or another 4 years again, until it is convenient for them. So he said the prosecution has concluded this case, and it is now incumbent upon Mr. Ejimako and the other lawyers to mount a strong defense for Kanu, which they will do. And their defense is that the court has no jurisdiction to try him. It's the same process. You get me now? So it is now going to be left if they will allow the judiciary to do their own job, which they won't. So Onofunuga probably felt like, you know what, we have had someone we can use as a scapegoat. So while the protesters were regrouping, regathering, and they are being shot at, they are regrouping there, they are being shot at, right? So at the point, Omoyele Sowore got the wind of where they have taken Ejimako and others. So first, the younger protesters that were also arrested in Abuja came out a few hours later to say, oh, they've been released, but what did they do to them when they took them inside their station? Now watch this.
All right, my people, today we're going to protest for free Nnamdi Kanu, and the Nigeria police, they arrest us. See all these guys where they here, that the protesters, where we say they come and second, do protest for free Nnamdi Kanu. They arrest us, they beat all of us with smoking, you understand? Look at my black here. They even shot me here, you understand? They shot me. But by the grace of God, they don't release us. So everybody, they go to their papa house now. This is to show you all that the level of injustice, the level of intimidation given to us by the Nigeria police is really getting out of hand. You understand? People will be say yes. They came out to do protests.
On a peaceful protest.
Just a peaceful protest. The Nigerian police, they carry armor. They say they won't go fight Boko Haram.
Not carry any arm.
They carry all these their long vehicles. Like say they won't go fight terrorists. They arrest us, they beat us. You understand? Alpha bro.
So they assaulted them. They beat them up. And I have seen some of you are already making jest, making jokes about when Omoyele Sowore and other protesters had to actually disperse when these criminals were shooting at them. It's very convenient for you to laugh. But do you know something that you should be reminded of? The shege that is available in Nigeria today is in such abundance that now everybody go collect. Everybody. The only way people can live the life of they can live the life of normal humans is when you are able to put in place a system that treats you or that will treat you like humans. These ones are treating you like animals. And in their world, you are just numbers, statistics, not humans that deserves all the dignity, the respect, the protection that I believe are provided for you inside your own constitution. So they are abusing all of that. And they believe that, well, what's anybody going to do? The world is not going to come and do anything. I hope you remember that, right? The world. Why is the world not talking? Why is no, they are not going to talk. In fact, if they by any chance actually talk and mean it, they will then have to manipulate you, all right, in order to get their own, what they call their own agenda passed through. Do you have an idea? Because if the external factor is actually interested in regime change in Nigeria, Nigerians are already so due for that revolution. A lot of people are just waiting for, okay, maybe even when it is organic, when it is, you know what I mean? But if the external factor indeed are interested, this will escalate very soon. When it escalates, well, that will be a different conversation, by the way. So APC, they are taking the people for granted. And I don't think it's going to be for long anymore. It won't be.
Today will be different. And that nobody can stop this spirit that has now been awoken. Yes. And this is to ensure that we bring our brother home. When we went to transport, they tear gassed us, we relocated to Taco. They tear gassed us, we relocated to Apple. Apple has the biggest so far. Yes. And that is to show to you that very soon this will get out of hand if they don't do something about releasing them. We are not threatening violence. We are just saying that in this country we all deserve a right to be citizens. If you want us to be citizens in this country, if you don't want Nigerians to be citizens in their country, let those people who want to go.
Nigerians are tired. The struggle we have in the streets today is beyond ethnicity, beyond religious beliefs, beyond every form of segregation that has kept us disunited before today. We're all united with one voice, asking for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And because it is now being as if the authorities take us for granted, and we have been cheated for way too long. On this basis, we are resolute. This is the 4th or 5th locations we have stormed this morning, from morning till this point. And they are coming. As you can see, they are coming already. They are coming again.
That was it. For you to understand what happened today, okay, the planned meeting point for everyone was supposed to be that unity fountain, a very kind of like a massive park where they were meant to start the procession and the move. So what did the Nigeria do? They mounted the entire place. That means they hijacked the entire place, mounted it with like tens of soldiers armed to the teeth, including police. But they brought out armor tank, like they want to go and fight war with armless protesters. Then they now sent other, they now sent other kind of like a team whose job was to continue to shoot at any gathering, any group of gathering, anywhere, right? They should shoot at them. So after shooting at them at Unity Fountain, they moved to Utako, regrouped. While they are about to move, and others have, still kind of like scattered everywhere, these guys showed up again and started firing and shooting at them again. So they scattered and they moved again to Apple. And that was how they are moving to about different 5 places that made up all the videos you have seen so far. So in case if they tell you that the number is not this, no. You have no idea. It would have been the most massive, entire kind of like a shakedown of the system in Abuja today. But that's why Showore said, the message has been sent. They will go back to their superiors and tell them what they tried to prevent. However, if they continue to hold Nnamdi Kanu, when the people are going to show up again, they will show up in the way that these criminals will be overwhelmed themselves. And that is the point where these things shouldn't get out of hand, though. But it is Nigeria. And the APC have gotten away with a lot for so long that they don't care. From China, there is also a call for the people in authority in Nigeria to release Nnamdi Kanu. It is a very simple, peaceful request. They do not have the credibility to keep keeping him. They have lost every right to prosecute him. So the honorable thing to do is to cut their losses, cover their shame, manage their shame, and let Nnamdi Kanu go. Here, from China.
Injustice. We don't need injustice in Nigeria anymore. Yes. Be you who, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, we don't need injustice anymore in Nigeria. This is peaceful demonstration from China. Today, 20th October 2025. We are here to say to the Nigerian government that we don't need injustice anymore. Enough is enough. Let them free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let the man go and see his family. He's fighting for justice. He's not fighting for only Biafra. He's fighting for the whole Nigeria. All the youth in Nigeria to rise up. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Justice Nnamdi Kanu. Yes. Justice must be done. We move. Free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes.
Simple, right? But in Nigeria, when they took Aloy Jimako, I bet there are possible several phone calls going on behind the scene to ensure that he is in fact charged for God knows what. Because he has been very much outspoken since this case of persecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially when they extraordinarily renditioned him from Kenya. So a lot of them believes themselves like there is always a target behind their back. You gotta remember there's a target on their back, and it seems that they have started acting on it. So the police grabbed Ejimako today and they took him to an unknown location. When Showore and others finally got the wind of where they were keeping them and they went there to see them, the first thing that happened was for the same policemen to start shooting at them again. And I'm not talking about the protesters going there, right? I said Showore and a few other guys went there to go and see the arrested the protesters, right? And they shot at them. It's like, shit, democracy lay by, for God's sake. Okay, they finally saw them until, according to Shure, they were supposed to actually release them. But right now, it is believed that they have been moved to another location on the order of the illegal police IG, who is currently in Colorado, in America, attending this international police something conference or so. So from there, they are still pulling strings. Sure.
No, we are leaving now. We have already spoken. We have already spoken. We are leaving.
Hello. Sorry. Sorry. Yes. We couldn't come earlier because we had to go and shut down the city. How are they now? Who gave the instruction to detain my people? Who gave the instruction?
They run the following for that.
How are you? Like? Fantastic. What's your name? Great Kite. They break your leg. So what's the status of the situation now?
They have made statements.
What are you writing statement for? What did you do?
They went to fight court processes.
No, what did you do now?
They went to fight court processes.
Is that a crime?
Well, I don't know.
Are you the IPO? Are you the IPO?
Yeah, they checked it.
What do they detect when Boko Haram full and everything?
You got arrested.
Yes.
Are you not aware that killing Boko Haram? Are you not aware?
Boko Haram now.
I'm not aware.
I'm not aware.
Is it the GC which for me?
The GC or the CP or
Yeah. Oh yeah. We don't mobilize come here with that now. We're ready for them now. We didn't want to come before because we had to go and shut down Apple and Gudu. Yes. Okay, yes, we shut them. Let's go.
That is Nigeria. So that, according to Shure, the new commissioner of police in Abuja is doing everything to impress the IG, the legal general of police, right? To impress him, and in the process, they called to move them again. So from what I have also heard, right, is that the protest for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would actually continue for the next 5 days, because it is believed that with the action of the government today, they are not interested in anything peaceful or dialogue or anything when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu. And it has always been like that. It's always been like that. Unfortunately, right, the young Nigerians who pulled out, they pulled out 5 years ago to demand for a just country where they will be treated as citizens, respected and protected. But rather, they were met with a firing squad who shot and killed hundreds across the country. And in one single night, they shot and killed over 160 people, young people. Then they denied their death. They said, no, nobody died there at Lekki Toll Gate, right? And every year, millions of Nigerians, families, friends and all that have kept that day, which is today. They've kept it in remembrance of the victims of this NSAS massacre. Up till tomorrow, APC, Egbekegbe, the Al-Qaeda People's Congress, Akpayan People's Congress, they have never given any official recognition to this national tragedy. And they continue to deny it, by the way. And once in a while, they brag about it by saying, you know, if the government didn't act then, the insurrection, they call them insurrectionists, that their attempt was to hijack the government and the rest of that. Yeah. 5 years after, APC, Egbekegbe is doing everything to erase that memory. But unfortunately, the social media, the internet won't forget that day when these, young Nigerians were slaughtered at Lekki Toll Gate in Lagos. What did Kolu say? Just a throwback.
That is one. Those who suffer casualty during the gunshot need to answer some questions too. How are they there? How long were they there? What kind of characters are they? Even though we want to help, we see must extract information that we help the government to prepare in future or understand how and when to react. Because the government, the governor in particular, is a youth. This is not what we inherit. Okay?
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
So that was a call. He said those who were at the Lekki Toll Gate, where were they there? Who were they? What kind of characters are they? You know? Sanwo-Iku, are they Gator? Governor Point and Kill. At the time, ran straight to his godfather for a cover. And then we all know when the people were all fully back to legitimately send them packing. You know what happened in 2023. And then they continued to use the killing of Nigerians who were demanding for good governance 5 years ago. They continued to use their death as a political mockery, by the way. They said, oh, do you know that NSAS was put together to stop Tinubu from becoming a president? Do you know that NSAS was put together to destroy Yoruba land? Do you know that NSAS, they have been working over time to wipe off that memory of the evil they did. And there are those who are falling for that. Yeah, there are those who are like, I didn't know, Sha. And I was joining them to do NSAS. Oh, so they are doing that because of, I know now. Unfortunately, the country has become even more hostile, not just to those who have been doing everything to neutralize this APC legitimately, right? But the compromised institutions in Nigeria continue to make that impossible. Those are not the only people suffering from what Tinubu and his gang and the rest of them have done. Those who are supporting them are not even spared as well. It is just so kind of like unexplainable how retarded people can be, when their next meal is kind of like attached to how much they can sing the praises of these rogues, unfortunately. So the police, after all they did today, yeah, in that same Lekki Toll Gate, where the EIE founder, Yemi Adamolekun, also went to go and lay some, rich or so, the flower bouquet, right? So to go and lay that for as a remembrance, so to say. You know what they did? They assaulted her. They shredded the entire bucket of the flower, right? They shattered, shredded everything in the effort to ensure that, Anise, you can't keep this memory alive. Watch this. Like something that is so unnecessary that, like, why did they do that? You killed tens of people at that toll gate. The day after, they brought Loma, they brought road sweepers, and they brought bleach and all that in the glare of everybody. They were washing the blood of the people they killed at Lekki toll gate. All these videos are on the internet. They cleaned the entire area up. They wiped the entire crime scene up. Not like they will allow any proper investigation in the first place. But Baba, in the glare of, the view of everybody, right? They brought Loma to the place to clean and wipe the entire toll gate, everything off. Then denied it. No, it never happened. It's the enemy of government. People wanted to burn Nigeria. People were protesting peacefully. They were not violent. It was like, come on. You just need to make some concessions. Just make some concessions, right? And they will go back home. No. You are lying to them. They are playing this and keep and kill this trick and all that. And then the next thing, you give them ultimatum. They must vacate that place because the toll gate was losing money. Just like that. We have the video of the soldiers leaving their barracks. What's that place called again? Is it Abati or whatever it's called? They left their barracks and they drove straight down to Lekki toll gate. All the videos are on the social media, on the internet. The APC outrightly, like courageously like this, they denied it. Till tomorrow, they are denying it. So everybody who tries to kind of remember these people who died unjustly, right? They will become so hostile to you. Now, when you check that video I just played now, right, you realize that those guys who are in this brown uniform, right, they were young people. Young. If you probably deduct 5 years from their ages, they will probably be like in their 20s or early 20s if they are not going to be teenagers when this happened. Yeah. To them, they have to carry that hatred. Something that in that same contraption that their own lives, right, is worth next to nothing. Their lives could be snapped from them anytime, and they will not even be remembered. You will never even hear, probably you will not even know their names. That's how much Nigeria arm everybody. But those who think they are given this order to go and, we are just doing our job, really. That's right. Like this police officer that went on here to deny the assaults that were captured on camera, right, today. His name is Benjamin Underi. First, it was on News Central. The next, it was with Sheung denying all that we all witnessed and kind of like saved today. Underi in Abuja.
Tonight.
Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
I appreciate it. Did you get a court order about specifically about this protest of today?
Yes, we did. We got a court order specifically about this protest and restricting protests from certain areas like the Aso Villa, the Supreme Court, the National Assembly, Eagle Square, the Force Headquarters, and Shehu Shagari Way. And the court order says protesters should not, are restricted from going to these areas. And as a law enforcement agency, we are duty bound to enforce that court order.
So it was the Nigerian Police Force that went on behalf of the IGP, went to the court. This was on Wednesday or thereabout? Am I right?
Friday, on Friday.
It was on Friday. Yeah. Were you able to secure the court order? Because I understand that the court was supposed to sit on that matter today, but that never held.
Well, I'm talking about Friday. We approached the court and we got the court order.
There is a valid court order from, is it Justice Omotosho's court?
There is a valid court order from Federal High Court in Abuja, and that is what we enforced today. It came out on Friday.
So on what grounds did the police want those specific areas to be isolated from the protesters?
You see, FCT is very big. You can protest anywhere and your voices will still be heard. It will still be reported by the press. And these are critical infrastructure that needs to be protected. And don't forget that these are places where protests have happened in the past and things were destroyed. We have records of that. So it's our duty as an agency, it's our mandate to protect life and property, to ensure law and order. So whatever step we need to take to achieve that mandate is what we'll take. All lawful steps, and that was what we did. So
nuisance lele. Nuisance lele.
Is one big nuisance. Peaceful protest, the reason why you have to protect critical infrastructure, so the reason why police will be out when you are protesting is because they want to protect critical infrastructure. So if you are doing your protest peacefully, they will just be like statues. Like you can even pretend that they are not there until when you become unruly. For instance, let's say another group of protesters join you and you start clashing. Their job at that point is to arrest those who are causing the trouble, while others are make sure that it doesn't escalate. And if it by any chance becomes so kind of like escalated, right? Their primary objective is not to shoot and kill you. It is to protect and defend the critical infrastructures because you are still exercising your right, even if in a fight. Protest is one kind multitasking sort of like exercise. So it is not where you just go and sing and dance and just, banter and the rest, take pictures. No. You are going to run. You are going to walk. At some point, you are going to become immobile. Sit up, maybe like sit on the ground. Different activities that you are going to witness. That's why they tell people that if you are not fully healthy, if you have any sort of medical conditions and all that, do not participate in the protest. Because if it becomes unruly, right, and the police kind of gets involved, that they have to settle people, and the whole stampede and all of that may be very dangerous for your own health. So if you read about protest, unfortunately, Nigerian police, they are the ones who bring violence. You will see people who are peacefully coming, singing, waving their flags and, their phones and everything like that, placards. The first instinct that comes to the head of the commander of the Nigerian police in such operation is that fire! And then you'll be like, what? Why are you shooting? Fire! Fire! And the next thing is going to start feeling powerful, like, scatter them, shoot them. Like we witnessed during the NSAS. People were not unruly. They were not violent. They gathered in a way. And those who wanted to run their businesses, they know where the protest grounds were. I mean, these were places where it wouldn't even affect your traffic, but the police will have to make it worse, create violence, so that they could have a reason to shoot and kill. And then afterward, they would deny. Like this guy. Told you, he went to 2 TV stations. There is the second one.
There has been no attack on journalists. I know for a fact that
a few people were arrested this morning, and when it turned out that one of them was a journalist, that journalist was released immediately. So journalists and the press have nothing to fear. The police has no intention of attacking the press.
Okay, so if you look at the video, there's a video footage, I don't know if you can see it on your screen, where the military and the police literally went to a identified and branded press vehicle, our new central vehicle. I mean, they're easily identified. They're not protesting. They're in a vehicle. So what would you then in your own defense say the reason was for them to approach the vehicle in that manner? You can see him slapping our journalist around.
Well, I'm seeing this just now for the first time, but I can say that we have no reason to suppress the press, and this will be investigated. For journalists, for the press, they are partners with the police, and when we have cases like this and there are barricades, even if journalists are coming to cover things, I think they would need also, but I don't know what this case is about, but just to be clear, when there are barricades, even if journalists are covering these events, they also need to respect these barricades and zoom in and take their videos from afar. But this particular case, this video is coming to my attention now, and to be looked, there is no...
The
police officer tell you the truth. In Nigeria, or more, you would have to kind of like wake up properly, because their job is to lie. I mean, police are supposed to find the truth, document them, because not doing that simply means they are not doing their job. And dereliction of duty itself is a crime of a police officer. Do you understand? So they are then, oh yeah, he denied. Even as they are showing him on the screen, he was like, oh yeah, I didn't see that one. But he's got a lot to say about why they had to shoot and shoot at people today. Even when the areas their court said, oh, people should not go here, they shouldn't go there, they shouldn't go there. The areas that the court did not say people should not assemble, these guys still went there shooting and shooting to harm. So Maiyegun's diary Politico is a place where you can come back in 5 years' time, just like if you want to catch up on what happened during the NSAS, just like you are watching this right now, like as it happened, the day it happened and all that, right? In kind of like documented in the diary here. If you go on to Maiyegun's diary Politico and you search for NSAS October 2020 on Maiyegun's channel on YouTube, you can get some probably fresh, raw report on what really happened and how and what they did. I was actually very much raw then than now. Got me a lot of sanctions on YouTube because I know you can't be sharing that kind of video. Don't share that. You get what I mean? So we are going to roll back in a few years' time to this time or this period when these characters, the time, will likely be standing trial for their own atrocities, every one of them. But is that possible? 100%. Just give it time, right? That's why I continue to say they should keep pushing it. They should, in fact, continue to believe in their impunity of waiting I want to. You can't do anything. It's a good thing on its own, because in their own supposed warped confidence, right, lies their own ruin or destruction. Yeah, we are tilting towards that. Now, going a little bit away from the protest or the protested ground, here is an old man who is a victim of this same thing we are talking about, that in fact triggered and continue to fuel the acceptance of the idea of everybody should go their separate ways if this is what Nigeria will become for everybody. This is not what everybody signed up for. As much as our own ancestors were not really given that much a choice in this contraption called Nigeria, right? But still, I don't think there's any part where they agreed, right, that a time will come that a part of, a tribe, right, that is not to be part of this contraption they want to form, will rise up one day and they will have the license to kill with impunity across the country. And they will also have immunity from prosecution. And we would have no right to do anything other than just to follow whatever it is they want us to do. Terrorists are killing people and they are demanding, they are actually rolling out conditions. They will kidnap people, collect ransom, kill some of them, do all sort of horrible things to others, right? And then they will still appear in the midst of government officials, security officials, and they will say they are doing peace talk with the terrorists. This old man was kidnapped about 2 months ago. These people have paid, they said they have paid over 10 million naira ransom. This was from a fellow local government area of Kwara State. After ransom was paid, the old man was released. He couldn't believe it. You know, if you watch this video, right, it's a very short clip, right? And you see these reactions of the reaction of this old man, right? You can tell that he probably is one of the kinds that in their wildest imagination or dream, they never, ever imagine to finding themselves in this kind of situation where they got kidnapped from their own farm in their own town. And then they lived in the forest for months, only to buy back their lives by paying ransom. I'll show you. I'll say that again. Oh, let me show you that old man.
Baba.
You get what I was trying to describe earlier? He was supposed to be happy. You know what I mean? He was supposed to be like happy. Say, oh, thank you. Thank you for saving, you know, that kind of a thing. No, he's broken inside. You know, sleepless nights where they have probably threatened to kill him. And he's been waiting for them to kill him. Somebody will never believe they could actually be in that situation. That is what Nigeria is. Until it happens to you, which I don't wish it on you. I don't wish any of that on anybody. It's one of the things that you should never even wish on your worst enemy. You have no idea. So the old man probably felt like, me. And that's how many other people who have become the victims of these terrorists. That's how they feel. Broken inside. And that's the beauty. The beauty of this whole thing is what you just saw. Nobody goes back to go and check on how they are mentally coping, the victims of this kidnapping, this terrorism. The survivors, I mean. I don't think anybody goes back there to actually check on their mental health, what they witnessed, what they saw, how they are coping, and any help they need. It is Nigeria. You figure it out. You find out how to cope. You should be grateful that it didn't kill you. Because to them, that's the worst. Forgetting the fact that there are so many people right now who are suffering from the trauma of this kidnapping and all that. Those who survived it, and they will never remain the same for the rest of their lives again. And the number is increasing. That is the concern. That is the problem. Do you understand what it's going to be like to start what they call the rehabilitation? mental rehabilitation for the victims of terrorism in Nigeria when this whole terrorism is finally done for. And the terrorists have been, part of the healing will be for the terrorists to be brought to book, and they should also face justice for their crimes, not to be pardoned by Operation Safe Corridor. That will be part of the healing. Do you know the number of people that would need, communities, towns, that would need serious mental healing for them to at least manage to come back from the dark space or dark place that the experience has sort of like pushed them to? Do you ever think of that? So the more you have this insecurity, these killings and all these atrocities continue to be swept under the carpet, using media propaganda, paying influencers to keep changing the narrative, continue to give, this their own painted propaganda and the rest of that. The victims continue to pile, including children who watched their loved ones slaughtered. And the same children are watching those who killed their parents, who killed their loved ones, who destroyed their homes. They are watching them being like worshipped, like they are some sort of freedom fighters who came to kind of like protect them, sort of. That's what they are pushing. The children are seeing all of that, exposed to violence. They're going to end up somewhere. And guess what? Majority of them will end up in the areas where they've suffered this trauma, because, well, they mostly will become refugees. They are carrying all these traumas, these experiences, this mindset. They are, and including their hatred for those who claim to be the leader of Nigeria. They are carrying all of this around, and they are migrating across the country. And that is the country that APC, Egbekegbe, is building for us. The same country that our own children, our children will also still live in. Knowing what you know, would you just go to bed and be like, it's not that deep until you become a victim too? One Fulani boy made a video not far from where these kidnappings are taking place. And it was like, they are always complaining about Fulani, but see, when they want to do any burial, they are the ones who are always eating these cows and all of that. So because people are eating cows, then they have to pay with their lives. Are the people, for instance, are the southerners who are eating your cows, are they stealing the cows? Or are they buying them or paying for them? So what is the business of the farmers and the rural communities when it comes to the loving of your cows? A Fulani boy.
Apá kan náà Yorùbá olórí ibu ni wọn, eléri burúkú wọn fẹ́ Fúlàní, eléri burúkú Fúlàní sì ní da màálù kan jẹ. Bí bàbá ńlá kú wọn kan bá kú náà bá ti pa màálù báyìí, wọn àti sòkú bàbá wọn, eléri burúkú wọn sì fẹ́ Fúlàní, olórí burúkú ni gbogbo ẹ̀yin Yorùbá tó jẹ́ pé máa ń fẹnu àbùkù káwọn Fúlàní, Ọlọ́run yóò bá tiyín jẹ́, ayé yín ò ní da ẹ̀rẹ̀ sóríire, lórí burúkú ni ìyẹn aláìní láárí. Ọmọ àlè Yorùbá sẹ̀rẹ̀ ni wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ ti Fúlàní ẹ̀yin tẹ́jọ́ mọ́ àlè.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
A Fulani boy that speaks Yoruba very fluently was there cursing all of you who are always against the Fulani. Nobody is against the Fulani. Let's be very clear, please. I am not against any Fulani because we do not really have any reason to have anything against us. We are not sharing any border with Fulani. There is no, what do you call it, Fulani origin in Yoruba land, so to say, except for, that one get a leg. However, I have no reason to have, if the Fulani stays in the Fulani land and the Yoruba stays in Yoruba land, I don't have any reason to have anything against Fulani, but I have everything against the Fulani terrorists. Fulani terrorists that are kidnapping and killing the innocent people, being forced to pay ransom to buy back their lives. Those are the people we are talking about. And you only get upset or mad if you are a terrorist and you are also a Fulani. Do you get what I mean? Because there are some of you who are like a closet terrorists. Okay, you easily hide behind, oh, they are profiling also. They are calling all, nobody is calling all Fulanis terrorists. But out of every 10 terrorists you see, right? 7 out of 10 terrorists you see, they put together, 7 of them are Fulanis. They have the largest army of terrorists in Nigeria right now. Not even the ISWAP, Lakurawa, Wolonto. No, there's another one, they call that one Wolontonto or something like that. They are based in Karibi. No, if you combine all these guys together, they do not have the number of the fighters that are currently like massively distributed among these Fulani terrorist warlords. They are not rearing cows. These are guys who are walking about with war weapons, guns that, you know, are supposed to be used during the war. So they are not Fulani as men. They are Fulani terrorists. So if you are a Fulani terrorist or a terrorist apologist, that's what you're going to turn it into. And I don't know why you are all calling Fulani terrorist. Nobody's calling Fulani terrorist. We are calling out the Fulani terrorist. We are not calling the Fulanis terrorist, except if you are a closet one, the one that is hiding his own, that appreciates these killings because you couldn't do it. A coward like yourself would rather hide behind your phone to either gaslight the victims of these killings, like you are doing right now, gaslighting the victims of the killings by trying to say, calling out the Fulani terrorist means they are calling Fulani terrorist. No, nobody's calling Fulani terrorist, but not me. Or I have shared, not only that I have called out the Fulani terrorist, I have shown evidence of the Fulani terrorist here, including those ones who are not carrying guns, who are in different political offices, the terrorist enablers. I have shared them on this platform. So that people want to eat your cow does not warrant that they have to pay with their lives. Nobody is being given the cow for free. You won't eat your cows, right? Sell them through the normal channel, not by coming with war weapons to then ask people to part with their lands, your land or your life. Who does that? The chief of army staff, Musa, said, for every soldier that goes to the theater of war, especially in the northern part of Nigeria where they are facing the Boko Haram, that it is actually a failure for a soldier to go to theater of war and not kill at least one Boko Haram. Make them your target in his new video.
Getting more recruits into the system, both the Army, Air Force, Navy, and other paramilitary, will ensure that nobody stays more than 2 years. So that you come and do your own beat and go. And it is not just to come and sleep. You come and make sure you look for Boko Haram and kill. Anybody who comes to theater and finishes without killing one Boko Haram is not complete. So you must make sure before you go, no be so? That's the only way we can finish them. Look for them. They should not be looking for us, we should be looking for them. It's not to go and sit down and wait until they attack or we repel. No. We're getting more recruits into
talk. Nigerian military have been playing, they have been playing defensive against this murderous terrorist for a while, right? They have all it takes to wipe them out, but they won't do it because they are compromised. So Musa is telling them there that you have to kill one, you have to kill two, and the rest, you know. But why are they not treating the Fulani terrorists as Boko Haram terrorists? Their modus operandi, their style of operation is similar, right? They come in the middle of the night, they attack, vulnerable communities, and they kill and kill, burn their properties. When they are done, they will even take some people for, for ransom. That's the modus operandi of the Boko Haram, but nearly. So why are they not treating them like that? Or talk. That's what I see it as. So cutting down and killing Boko Haram and at the same time building a train that will bring more of them from Niger Republic doesn't sound smart to me. Okay, so the only project that Bokwari started from scratch but didn't see to the end before he died officially is that Kano Maradi rail. Nigeria, when Rotifmi Amechi Ubima Judas Iscariot was your Minister of Transport, right? He went on to use Nigeria name to apply for a 3.5 billion euro loan from this European Union or so. And the money was to construct nearly 1,000-kilometer long rail track from Kano to Niger Republic. I've been speaking on this for a while, and I've also been following it as well. So, since it is a loan-funded project, it seems it continues and it's ongoing. The terrorists won't really need to trek. They won't really need to trek through the desert. They will soon be hopping on a train. And then, well, say no more. Here, update from Maradi, Kano Maradi, single train to Niger Republic. Short. Kano Maradi. And the guy that facilitated that, Rotifmi Amechi, has no regret, by the way, but he is currently challenging Tifnumbu, who is also constructing a 750 kilometers Lagos Calabar expressway or highway or coastal road. All of the above. So Rotifmi Amechi was kind of like challenging that you know, a coastal road, if they give him 3 trillion naira, he will construct and complete the east-west road, which is similar to the coastal road, the blah. But he didn't think of that for straight like 7 or 7.5 years that he was a minister under Bokwari. So, but I was seen somewhere recently when he was talking about his fight or the disagreement with Goodluck Ebere Jolantan. And as usual, right, he was telling the story that sounded more or less like he's talking to some stupid people. Maybe he himself is kind of like a so like dumb that way, right? I'm still going to share it with you. I'm sorry, right? But mind you, like the broadcast if you haven't already, okay? Like it and share it. And even subscribe onto Maiyegun's Diary Politico if you haven't already, okay? Here is Ubima Judas Iscariot, Rotifmi Amechi, talking about his fight with Ebere Jolantan.
As a governor, I was chairman of Governor's Forum. How many times? Why you won't miss the second time? The second time was very problematic, right? The president swore that he would stop me. The president, and I will tell you a bit of the story because I thought I should spare you. When I heard that he was going to stop me, I met the late Anene, and I said, please tell the president not to get involved. That if he gets involved and I defeat him, or I get elected, the story won't be that I defeated that candidate. The story will be that I defeated the president. And let me tell you why I went Anene. I was scared that if I defeated that candidate as I thought I would win, they will say I defeated the president. The president will take it very personal and fight me with all the might that he has as a president. So I was trying to pull him out of it so that the shame would be on whoever ran against me. Unfortunately, he refused to withdraw. He did everything possible, called my colleagues to stop me. Even sent people to speak to me not to run. I insisted on running. And I said, let me fail on the field. I remember one day I went to Cross River to see my friend, the governor of Cross River State. We sat down to eat. I got there about 8, 9. We sat down to eat. Suddenly, I saw him approached me. I wanted to detail, but let me just say what he approached me for. They approached me and said, "Don't run." I said, "You?" He said, "Yes, don't run." What? He said, the chairmanship of. Instantly, I left the food. I was very hungry. Left the food about 8-9. Entered my car, reversed my car, straight back to Port Harcourt. While driving back to Port Harcourt, I nearly ran into the river because I was sleeping while driving. But ended up in my house by 1 a.m. The rest is history, is it not? Because I eventually won the chairmanship of Governors Forum for the second term. And let me tell you what happened that night. When I won the chairmanship, I was a bit scared. I said, gosh, the president will feel bad. Because I knew what would be on the headline the next morning. What was on the headline? Amechi defeats Goodluck Jonathan. I was running for presidency. And the president took it very personal. What did I do? I visited the SGF. Pius Ayim. And don't forget, as I saw Anene, I also saw Pius Ayim to tell the president not to get involved in this election. Whether he did it or not, I don't know, but at the end of the day, we ran the election. I told Pius Ayim, I'd like to see the president now, because I was looking for how to reduce his anger. Pius Ayim told me, go and resign if you must see the president. And I told him, I will not resign. I'm ready for the consequences of this election. Before I ran the election, I knew there would be consequences and I was ready for it. And then I left Pius. And the battle continues. Yeah, some people address press, and I will tell you one that will make you to laugh. My friend, the governor of Anambra State, was among those who were going around, right? Governor B, going around and telling people that I did not win and all that. Unfortunately for the two of us, we met at Holy Trinity in Abuja, right? The one at Maitama. While kneeling down before at the altar, he was not by my side, and I said to him, Governor B, you're here. He said, yes. You are telling Nigerians that I didn't win the election. If you move forward to the altar and swear before.
He has no job. He has.
Yeah. That's the way it's kind of like sounding, but I just wanted to have it on record. You know what I mean? You know? So finally, Omoyele Sowore, did respond to Onofunuga's statements concerning the protests and what he called the. I think we shouldn't leave that out before we wrap it up. Sowore, his response.
I would like you to react to the presidency's call that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer should be dealt with for joining the protest while the case is still in court.
Who said that?
Bayo Onanuga.
No, I don't think.
I am Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer. I protested. And I'll be begging them here to arrest me. Mandela. Yes.
What's his lawyer's offense?
Yes.
What would be the offense on what basis? What would be the basis for arresting his lawyers for protesting?
Ms. Gasa, we're asking you a question. On what basis?
On what basis did he say they should arrest him?
That he's not supposed to join the protest while the case is still in court.
So is there any code of conduct of lawyers that say they can't protest?
He was one of the yes.
Best lawyers, one of the best protesters.
The lawyer has a separate constitution, and the other Nigeria have a separate constitution. It's one constitution they have. The lawyer is a person, and the same right are used to.
If they don't release Nnamdi Kanu, senior advocates of Nigeria will join this.
Yes.
APC, police, doctors will join this protest.
Yes.
Even surgeons, like people who say no get time, nurses, everybody will join.
We'll join.
We're about to announce another date, and that one will be bigger. It will be the mother of all protests.
Exactly.
So they have a chance now. You know, when we were saying it, they thought it was a play. They thought it was play a few days ago when we say we are going to shut down this Abuja. Nothing happened in Abuja today. Even the judge that gave the order that we should not do protest, asked us to come back today. I heard he did not sit. He couldn't make it to his office. So we are not playing. We are not playing, but we are working to get our protesters, the legally arrested protesters.
Okay, to the FCT police and how they were shooting tear gas at every other person. What would be your message to him? See that he just assumed.
I don't message police because I know that we are going to have to fight for them again, you know, when they don't pay their pension and gratuity. Yes. Is to let them know anybody who is actively oppressing others now. They should look at what is happening to the former policemen who used to oppress others. They see them. We are the one fighting for them. So, if you like, keep supporting oppression. It will get to you.
I would like you to react.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger. Because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make our own life. I'm highly disappointed.
Thank you, Prof. And on that note, right, I am going to wrap it up, get an early break tonight, and then get ready for tomorrow. So thank you so much for your time, everyone. And if you haven't really shared the broadcast, please do, right? At the same time, if you haven't subscribed to Maiyegun, do so as well. I'm going to see you another time. And until then, stay safe and enjoy the rest of your evening.